How's it going, everybody? Uh, so how I got started into electrical longboarding, um, it was when I was moving back from Oregon to PA, and I lived in Colorado for a little bit. During my travel back, I was hanging out with a friend for a few days before I took the travel back, and he had an Evolve board with him. And we're talking way back. If you see one of my very early videos, I ended up getting the same Evolve board myself. It's when the thing only had like a 25 mile top speed. I don't even think it hit 25. um, but yeah, so he had one, and he had another friend that actually had the LaCroix back then, and they were a big deal at the time. And he asked if I wanted to take a ride with him. We went to a little town called Frisco. It was probably about a good hour ride. We had to go there, charge up, and then ride back. And I believe the Evolve board died like just when we hit the street back to his place. But after doing that, and I picked up on it really well. The ride back, even though they were smoking me because the LaCroix could easily outsped the Evolve board, uh, they said, I kept up pretty well and everything else. I remember having a pretty crazy fall too. I remember him telling me, he was like, do not slam on the brakes if you're feeling like a wobble or something. It's just going to make it worse. You just got to kind of let it ride out. And I didn't do that. And yeah, I think my shoulder kind of hurted, but on the way back, I didn't care. I was having a good time. After that, I just kind of knew that I needed to get myself one. Uh, I I am a big hiker. I like doing all that stuff and backpacking. So my thought was to get something that was built for trails and stuff, off-roading. And I was doing a lot of research, and at that time, Baja board was one of the very few that had a model like that out there. After I bought it, a few months later, I think is when Trampa kind of became a thing. But I got it and fell in love with it right from the start. And pretty early on was when I decided to start up this channel. Never did one before, but at the time I was enjoying it. I thought it was a good idea to kind of start getting some content rolling for it, because there wasn't a whole lot at that time. And what's really neat is that it kind of shows how I evolved from, not even from an editing standpoint, but also from a riding standpoint, because I definitely have come a long way. Of course, after the Baja boards, when I wanted to get the Evolve really bad, I ended up getting that. One wheel became a thing then. So what got me into one wheel, I had to think about that, was when I would go to Lancaster and do some of the group rides there. And there was guys that had one wheels as well. And I finally decided to kind of stand on one, and it was definitely a challenge. And because of that, I really wanted to see if I can get a hang of it, which is when I got the XR. And then, of course, my Evolve took a crap. I have yet to even fix that, but I did have a future plan to kind of do a DIY with it. But anyways, that kind of took a crap. And that's when I ended up getting the Meepo Hurricane. And it's probably one of my favorite boards. Even though the Baja board was my first one, I do love it. The one wheel can kind of do the same, just minus the crazy torque speed from it. And it's a little bit more nimble, so I can get on more trails with the one wheel. Baja board's kind of become my back burner, and yeah, I think there's a future where I'm just gonna have a Meepo and one wheel, possibly only the one wheels. With all this said, the reasoning why I am discussing all this because I am going to be pretty much not doing so many videos anymore. I was always trying to do every Tuesday, and of course there was a little bit of down period between weather off season and the one recently from me moving into a new location. Hence, you probably see a bunch of crap in my van here. Which this van was going to be built not only for me to be able to travel everywhere, but I did have plans to do a lot of longboarding videos and traveling around as well. We just never got to that point. And it is what it is. I was dedicating a lot of time to set aside and get these videos done and to keep up with everything. And it's just getting to a point where I can't put it aside from, making a career and stuff. Obviously, as everyone knows, money is a thing. And at this point, I need to focus more on that and a little bit less trying to get this channel up and going. But for a first channel, and you guys see how many subscribers I have, maybe they'll end up dropping at some point. It is what it is. But I think I'm at like very close to 350. It's pretty good for a first time. I do have plans to do some music stuff in the future. Maybe I'll use this outlet to let you know what I'm doing with that, but that's in the future. And it makes sense because, I've done a lot of my own music. If you've listened to some of my videos, I recorded all my own music to have original content. Except for my ending. My ending was iMovie. But yeah, so there's plans for that. So it just shows like I'm not done doing editing and stuff on the side. It's just getting to that point with this that I can no longer make this the main priority. And I won't be like completely done with videos. I might start throwing some up here and there if I have the time and if I miss it. I did forget to mention, which I guess I'm kind of trying to wrap up here, so this will be a good time for it. One other reason why I started this channel is that I always wanted to get involved in racing with these boards because I love to go pretty fast and it's a rush for me. I'm sure it's the exact same for all of you. And yeah, what's nice is now I kind of have a profile here, and it is why I did the time trial series for how many years, was to show that I can go pretty fast with these, and I think as a racing aspect, I would definitely strive to be better and to make that as a career. That would be pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, so this channel will never go down. It will always be up for that. I like that it's a racing profile for anyone. I definitely have some good maintenance stuff. If you do have a Baja board, Meepo, I do have some good maintenance stuff for you guys. I do also appreciate Meepo kind of recognizing me a little bit. I appreciate his. That's why I might still do some Meepo stuff here and there. If I ever go to a trail that's like really fun, maybe I'll do like another tour video or something for those. And that is kind of the final take. It's not that I am done riding. I will always be riding. Now I can just kind of focus more on like a racing aspect and trying to get better and strive towards that rather than making content for you guys. And there's that too, like if somehow after this video I get a huge bump as far as like subscribers and the views and such, I know you do need at least 500 subscribers to be able to sell merchandise. And it's not like I did it for the money. It's just at this point, when you're prioritizing it, I need some kind of income from it for it to make sense. You know, even if it was like $1 a day, like I'd be satisfied. Which I'm not telling you people to give me any money. Yeah, so that's where we're at with it. Everyone who is subscribed and has enjoyed my content, I really appreciate you all. Thank you. This was definitely an awesome adventure. I've learned a lot from it. And yeah, like I said, I have some shorts that I could obviously make yet from rides this year. And yeah, maybe you'll just see some stuff every once in a blue moon. But at this point, it's time for me to focus on some other things and move on this crazy thing we call life. Alright. I feel like this is getting a little long. It's going to be time to wrap it up. So again, I appreciate everyone. It's been a great time, great adventure. And I'll see you all. Take care.